Hello everyone, and welcome to SUNUP. I'm Lyndall STOUT. A string of warmer days means soil temperatures are heating up and weeds are taking off. To help tackle them in your field, we turn to our extension weed scientist, Angela Post.
So right now we're really seeing a lot of weeds come up because we've had some rain and we're starting to see warm temperatures. Here in Stillwater or central Oklahoma, we're seeing the pigweeds emerge, palmer amaranth, water hemp, and some tumble pigweeds. We're also seeing common lambsquarters, and many of our summer annual grasses are beginning to emerge as well.
In terms of what's emerging, it kind of depends on how warm it's been and where you are in the state, right?
Yes, exactly, and different parts of the state actually have different suites of weeds. So particularly up in the Panhandle, you would be seeing things more like a lot of kochia and also Russian thistle coming up. Everywhere in the state we're seeing Marestail coming up right now, and those are all of the annual weeds that we're seeing at this time of year begin to emerge.
And then in terms of no-till versus conventional till, explain the differences in the weeds we might see.
So you're still going to be battling some of the same weeds, but particularly in no-till systems, it's going to be more difficult when you have perennial weeds in those systems. So the perennial weeds that we might see right now emerging for the summer would be field bindweed and also our Johnson grass, which would be a big problem for people who are going to be going to grain sorghum or corn.
We're out here on a cloudy, kind of moist day. We haven't had a lot of moisture in the last few years, but we've gotten more recently. Is that impacting the weeds you're seeing at all?
So we are seeing a lot of emergence right now. I haven't seen huge differences between this year and previous years because we did have some spring rain last year that caused emergence. But it's yet to be seen as we move through the season if we get additional moisture, if that's going to change what and how many weeds we see.
We want to talk about treatment options, but first let's kind of identify. We have a few in this field. What are we seeing right here?
So right here we're seeing common lambsquarter, which is a little bit bigger in the field now. So you'll be looking on this weed for kind of a mealy white cast at the top of those leaves, and if you touch it with your fingers you can rub it off, and that's very common for this species. We're also seeing a lot of pigweeds, so we have them of various sizes here. Those kind of are characteristically have this reddish tinge to them when they first come up. That will go away as they get larger. It's also important to think about these at this time because they're less than an inch tall, but for pigweeds we really want to target them at the under 4 inches, and it's going to be only maybe 10 days or so before they reach that size.
So in terms of treatment options, what should producers think about?
So for treating these weeds and getting rid of them ahead of planting, you really want to start clean. For those of us that are in conventional till, then tillage is going to be one of your main tools that you use. A field like this one that we've been looking at would get an additional tillage event and then possibly a pre-residual herbicide. And those pre-residuals are going to be very important for almost every crop that we're talking about planting for summer. In no-till, we're definitely going to be looking more at a pre-plant burn down application with the addition of a pre-residual, and that residual herbicide will give you pre-emergence activity up to the time of your crop emergence. We won't talk about real specific herbicides at this point because it's going to vary depending on what crop you're growing.
Okay, Angela Post, our extension weed scientist, thank you very much. And for more information on treating weeds, just go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.